It's been a long road, but I've been fortunate. I've been fortunate to surround myself with great people, great coaches, great teammates, great family. And when you have that support, you can almost overcome everything in life. And when everywhere I go, it's like a family. My career, speaks for itself. I enjoyed it. I can look back on it, reflect back on it, and I wouldn't change a thing. The way I play the game, the way I approach the game, the love I have for the game, I wouldn't change that. I played the game with a lot of passion, played the game with a lot of heart. Over the course of my career, it's been ups and downs, in which I learned from the good and I learned from the bad. What a great ride. What a great ride.
I can't be the one to make this call. It's so messed up.
I want to make sure you're aware of a breaking news story out of Tennessee. Former NFL quarterback Steve McNair has been found dead.
Former NFL quarterback Steve McNair found dead today.
Former NFL quarterback Steve McNair was found shot to death.
The former football star's body was discovered inside this Nashville condominium. He'd been shot 4 times, twice in the head, twice in the chest.
When police officers arrived in response to that call, they found 2 individuals who had been shot to death inside the residence. 1 female, 1 male. We now know that the male deceased is Steve McNair.
We're about 10 hours out from the news here of McNair's death. We know some, but police proceeding with great caution here. What can you tell us?
There are reports here that this may have been a murder-suicide, that Steve McNair may have been killed by the 20-year-old woman, and then she may have killed herself. Of course, the autopsies will prove that, which will be done tomorrow.
An examination of the bodies at the crime scene showed that Steve McNair was shot multiple times. His female friend, Miss Kazemi, suffered 1 gunshot wound to the head, it appears at this moment. A pistol was found near Miss Kazemi's body.
Good morning, everyone. Police in Nashville confirm ex-NFL quarterback Steve McNair was murdered by his girlfriend, who then shot and killed herself. Yesterday, police released video of the girlfriend who was pulled over and arrested for drunk driving.
Police say the woman was not McNair's wife, Michelle. The scene of the shooting is within view of Titan Stadium, where McNair played most of his 13 seasons in the NFL.
There's no doubt, we believe now at this time, that McNair was seated on the sofa.
Next to him, the body of Sahel Kazemi, with 1 self-inflicted gunshot wound to her temple and a pistol she purchased 2 days earlier. Friends of Kazemi told police that the 20-year-old had suspicions that McNair, a married father of 4, may have had yet another woman on the side.
We do know that she was clearly sending a message to people during the last 5 to 7 days of her life that things were going bad.
McNair's wife said through a representative she had no idea who Kazemi was.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Family of Sahel Kazemi gathered at her parents' Orange Park home Sunday. It is where Kazemi had lived until 4 years ago when she moved to Tennessee to be on her own. Kazemi's sister, Sapid Salmani, tells First Coast News her sister and Steve McNair were dating for 4 months. She says they were planning to move in together. Salmani says the two met when Kazemi was a waitress at a Dave & Buster's and McNair was a customer. She says she has no idea what led up to the shooting, but says her sister would never hurt herself or anyone else.
The nephew was here at the Cherry Creek Apartments, and he was collecting some of her belongings today to take back to Florida, where the family lives.
My mom just started screaming. She came and said she saw McNair on the Yahoo page that he got shot several times, and there's an unidentified woman, which we didn't know, and then we started panicking.
Then police called Saturday night to confirm the worst.
Sometimes you have to let him go, but you don't want to let him go like this.
Abdi says Kazemi was the baby of the family. He says she was never depressed, always very happy, and he doesn't believe she had the capability of killing anyone, especially Steve McNair, who she loved. He says...
A public memorial was held today at the stadium where McNair was a star for years.
Fans and old friends were on hand to say goodbye, and so were many of his former coaches and teammates.
I find myself in awe when I speak about a man like Steve McNair.
Me and my mom, we always would sit back and watch, the football games. And, I remember times when we'd be cheering stuff, so it's really sad.
When you think of the Titans, you think of Steve McNair.
I can't even imagine how his family feel right now. It's hard. It's hard for me.
And it is unbelievable. It just, as I accept it, my heart just sinks deeper and deeper.
This young man was special. He was special. He was going to be special. He's no longer with us.
Bishop Joseph Walker, the third, a close friend of the McNair family. And how much of a shock was it for you to find out that Steve McNair, who is from all indications a model citizen, was not only having an affair, but maybe simultaneously having two affairs?
You know, we've really not focused so much on the circumstances. We've really just, missed this man.
When you're having a relationship outside your marriage, you have a mistress, there's rules in that. And I think for her, she didn't know the rules because she was 19 years old. And those rules are, he's not leaving his wife. But then, of course, he wasn't playing by the rules, actually, because he should have never picked up a 19-year-old girl at Dave & Buster's.
Steve McNair that I knew would want me to say, sorry, not perfect. We all make decisions sometimes that are not the best interest. Please forgive me. The Steve McNair that I knew would want me to say, celebrate my life for what I did on the field, for what I did in the community, the kind of teammate that I was. That's what Steve, that I knew would want me to say.
Other than Earl Campbell, Warren Moon, and Mike Munchak, there are not two Titans loved more than Steve McNair and Eddie George. So much so, McNair's number 9 jersey and George's number 27 jersey will be retired in a ceremony during the September 15th home opener against the Indianapolis Colts.
I am proud and incredibly excited to announce that Steve McNair and Eddie George will have their jersey numbers 9 and 27 officially retired during our home opener against the Colts on September 15th. This is the highest honor we can bestow upon a Titans player, and both of them are deserving for their significant contributions to our franchise.
He was tough to play against. He was big, physical, fast, could throw the ball, had a strong arm, was just naturally gifted. And we had some great matchups. We had some great matchups against the Titans, and those two guys were a huge part of their success here. So we're very well aware of what they've done for the Titans.
I couldn't imagine having a day like this where my jersey retired by itself. It has to be with Steve.
And it is my great pleasure today to officially announce that no Titan will ever wear these numbers again. Please join me in honoring Eddie George and Steve McNair, forever Titans. On behalf of Steve McNair's alma mater, Alcorn State University, it is our pleasure to join you in honoring our favorite son and one of the greatest to ever play the game. I am pleased to present this presidential proclamation declaring October 26, 2019 as Steve Air McNair Day at Alcorn, and to announce that we will join the Titans and officially retire Steve's number 9 Alcorn jersey during the October 24th weekend.
We know that Steve meant a lot to us as a brother, as a son, as a husband, as a father. But this honor celebrates him as a competitor, a teammate, a warrior, and a titan.